What's up, guys? I'm LQ. This is the LQ review, and I'm here with my 1 week late review of the Mandalorian season finale. But before I give my review, make sure you subscribe to my channel. I put out a lot of content. Want to make sure that you're up to date on everything that I'm doing. So let's talk about that season finale. It was wonderful. It was absolutely wonderful. There were a couple big moments. I think one of the big moments was IG-11 going in full nurse battle mode. You know, taking the speedster bike with Baby Yoda and taking out all the stormtroopers on the way in, and then obviously his sacrifice at the end. That was a huge moment, and it's one of those moments where like you feel sad, like, and he even explains why you shouldn't feel sad, but you still feel sad because this is a character that has grown on you over the course of 8 episodes, and I love him coming in and taking out the two stormtroopers in the beginning. Let's talk about the stormtroopers. I know that one of them was played by Jason Sudeikis. This was hilarious. This is the banter, them just being normal people talking to each other. It was hilarious. You could feel Taika Waititi in it, his influence in it. I think he directed this episode. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure he directed this episode. But the whole, can I see him? I don't want to hand him over to the Moff, and then they punching him. It was just absolutely hilarious. I loved it. Yeah, he just killed somebody for interrupting him. I got that message. Did you get that message? Just great stuff, and I loved it. And then the Mandalorian. The Mandalorian. He was on death's bed, death's door. He was at death's door after that explosion from the Moff, and you have IG-11 who comes in and explains, I am not a living thing. So, Mando is not breaking the code by taking off the helmet in front of IG-11. He's still sticking with the creed. So I loved all that. I love seeing the face. We knew we were going to see his face eventually. It was just for a minute, but it was nice seeing the Pedro Pascal's mug on the screen, right? Yeah, guys, there was so much to like in this episode. I mean, I've talked about it before. Jon Favreau is being extremely reverent and respectful to the Star Wars universe, but telling his own story. Telling his own story that's not connected in any way to the Skywalker saga or anything else. And it's such a breath of fresh air in the Star Wars community. Yes, I liked Rise of Skywalker. I liked Rise of Skywalker a lot. But it's a movie that feels very encumbered by the past. This doesn't feel encumbered by the past in any way whatsoever. The only tie that this really has to anything else in the Skywalker saga is Baby Yoda, and that's not really even a tie at all. It's just a baby of the same species of a prominent Jedi. So yeah, I've absolutely adored this series. I love Gina Carano's Cara Dune. Such a great character, and you could tell that it was written for her because she's not a particularly good actress. She's getting better, but she's still not a particularly good actress, but she knocked this role out of the park, and I loved her in it, and any time that she was on the screen, she just exuded charisma, and it was the same way here in the last episode. One thing that I will say, let's talk about Baby Yoda real fast. When that flamethrower stormtrooper comes in and Baby Yoda just puts up his hands and stops the flame. Oh, such a great moment. And I was glad that they didn't have Baby Yoda saving the day at the end, but he had his moment to shine. Everybody had their moment in this episode, right? Mando had his moment, Cara had her moment, Baby Yoda had his moment, IG-11 had several moments. It was nice seeing them all get to have a moment to shine. Back to IG-11, when he gets out in the lava and terminates himself by blowing up and taking all the stormtroopers with him, that had some shades of T2 to me, anyways. I was thinking T2, but it was just a beautiful moment about this robot that had been programmed by Cleo to protect the baby at all costs, and this was the only way that he saw out of it, was taking his life so everybody else could succeed. And it was just a great moment. That is the moment that stuck with me over any other moment in the season finale, was IG-11's sacrifice. And by the way, I think they could have shot their way out, right? Yeah, they didn't have the high ground, but there wasn't really that many stormtroopers there. I loved seeing Mando get his clan insignia, him and Baby Yoda. I love that whole scene underground. And by the way, how hardcore is that Mandalorian, the female Mandalorian? I don't know if have they named her. I don't think they've named her, but the female Mandalorian, how hardcore was she when she was just sitting there with the tools crossed, and then she takes out all the stormtroopers. You see one of the stormtroopers' face mask just shatter. Such a great scene. We have to see more of her in season 2. We have to. We have to learn more about her because she was so hardcore and so compelling. Her dedication to the Creed, despite the fact that everybody else had fallen, and her dedication to Mando and the baby because it was the way. It was so compelling and so interesting, and I love the fact that they was able to build on this Mandalorian creed through just a few characters in this show. So all that was great. Let's talk about Moff Gideon. That final scene, everybody knows it now, when he cuts his way out of the TIE fighter with the Darksaber. Such a powerful scene, such a great scene. Anybody who's seen the animated universe, that's the Darksaber, and yeah, I was just my jaw hit the floor. I was like, is he a Force user? Is he somebody who has ties to the Mandalorian culture? I mean, there's a lot of question marks around Moff Gideon right now. Why does he really want Baby Yoda? That's one of the questions that never got answered in this season. Was why does he want Baby Yoda? Is it to extract midichlorians? Is it to extract DNA? Is it to learn? Is it to learn about the longevity of the lifespan of this species? There's a lot of question marks. Or is it just the fact that he's a Force user and he wants to wipe out Force users? A lot of question marks right now about Moff Gideon and what his goals are, and I think that's going to be essential to season 2. Is Moff Gideon in the role that he's going to play? But guys, I loved this season finale. It was one of, if not my favorite episode of the season. It ended the season on such a high note, such a powerful note, such a this is Star Wars note that it made me fall in love with The Mandalorian even more. It was such a good season. Really only one hiccup, and that was the episode where they go to Tatooine. I didn't care for that one so much, but all the other episodes were just fantastic. And I would have a hard time ranking them, to be honest with you, because I like them all so much. But that being said, can't wait for season 2 to start. It's not going to be till fall. We've got months and months and months to wait now. Where's my Mandalorian? I hope season 2 is longer. I hope season 2, they pull out 10, 12, 16 episodes for season 2. Because 8 just seemed too short. I understand why they did 8. They weren't sure if it was going to be a hit, so why invest all that money into something that they weren't sure was going to be a hit? But now that they know they have a hit on their hands, let's get an extended season 2. That's what we have to have. That's what we have to have. So, guys, obviously I loved it. I'm gushing about it. What were your thoughts on The Mandalorian Season 1 and the season finale? Let me know in the comments down below. I'd love to hear what you had to say about it. And thank you so much for being here at the LQ Review, where we talk about all of the geeky, nerdy stuff that we love to talk about. And until next time, we'll see you later.